Hey everybody, I'm the Fish, and I'm here to bring you guys another awesome 4 versus 4 strategy video. Now this video comes by request because one of my users saw me do a Zerg strategy video, and I decided that he had requested a Terran and a Protoss one, so this is going to be the Protoss video. Now I want to talk a little bit about my thought process as I go through one of my typical games. So a bit of a disclaimer to start with. I am currently in the Diamond League for 4 versus 4 on the North American servers, and I play random. So I want to just talk a little bit about my mechanics first. If you'll see, I'm switching using the F keys, and the way that I did that was rebinding my keys. So what you want to do is go into your options and change it so that you could do Control F1, Control F2, Control F3, and then you can just press F1, F2, F3 to switch between locations. That's what I'm doing right now, where you see me using F1 and F2 to go between my Nexus and my initial Pylon. And what that allows me to do is just really focus on having perfect mechanics, getting my Cybernetics Core down as soon as possible. And if you look here on the Harvesters, I'm the green, and I'm like right ahead of everybody else. So that's one thing that you can work on right off the bat just to improve your gameplay. Make sure that you know exactly when you're building different buildings. It's 9, 13, 9 for the Pylon, 13 for the gateway, etc. You make sure you get your second Pylon down before 16, things like that, so you're not supply blocked or anything. And my goal for this is phase 1 of the game. The way that I look at it, there's 3 phases. Phase 1 is to make sure that you're getting enough probes, and you want to make sure that you get up to about 25 probes as quickly as possible. Of course, you know, don't neglect building a wall. And if you notice here, I actually built a forge, which is a bit unusual. Normally I'll make a second gateway there so that I can pump out a couple stalkers in the beginning of the game. But anyway, this is just done as a result of what my opponents are doing. If you look, they're doing a proxy gateway attacks. So I just decided that in this case I wanted to play a bit more defensively and get the forge down just in case Dark Templars or something showed up at my base. So you can see now I'm pretty fully saturated, got about 25 probes, and now I'm in phase 2. Phase 2 is infrastructure phase. You want to make sure that you have exactly enough buildings and not too much more than what you need to produce. And the rule of thumb for that is that if you're on one base as Protoss, you can support either 4 gateways, or 2 robo bays, or 2 stargates. Alright, so again, that's 4 gateways, 2 robo bays, or 2 stargates per base. So phase 1, make sure you get enough probes. Phase 2, work on your infrastructure. Now I'm going for a bit of a Dark Templar attack here in this particular game, but I want you guys to not worry too much about that right now. This DT rush fails completely, and it wasn't much of a rush either. But anyway, I'm just trying to poke in and do some damage, and what the metagame isn't really important. What I want you guys to think about more of is mechanics. So once you finish phase 2, which is getting all your infrastructure, in most cases it's going to be 4 gateways. It's the most versatile opening. Just get 4 gateways down. Don't worry about expanding too quickly with Protoss, because if you get attacked, it's much more likely that you're going to get attacked early and need to defend with your 4 gateways than it is for you to get completely out macroed or something like that. So even on, I mean, this is a huge map, and I'm still not fast expanding or anything. It's too risky in 4 versus 4. So anyway, back to the strategy. Right now I'm going back into phase 1 again, where I'm just pumping out as many probes as possible and trying to saturate both of my bases. So phase 1, get as many probes as you can, and again, while I'm doing this, this is why I talk about having great mechanics, because here I'm going to start floating a lot of minerals probably, but I can switch very quickly between my bases just using the F keys. And this is actually a pretty cool hold here, where I use the Dark Templar. Beat these guys back. But back to what I was saying before, you want to make sure that you've got the infrastructure and you've got the probes to support your army, and you're going to need to do this while you're like microing in battles. So it's a really good idea to set your different bases using the F keys. Another thing that I changed is, it works better as Zerg, but I changed my backspace key to tab, so you can actually cycle through your bases using the tab key. It helps a lot. So those are some rebindings you might want to worry about. You might want to do those kind of rebindings of your keys if you're gonna be either a Protoss or as Zerg. Those are my best races. But, so now, again, I just finished phase 1, where I got up to enough probes to saturate the space, and now I'm starting phase 2 again, which is infrastructure. And in this case, I decided to go with a couple of robotics facilities, and that's because that's a response to them going basically stalkers and roaches. But it's just kind of a cool thing to do. It lets you go for, even if they're not going stalkers, roaches, you can go for a fast robotic support bay and get colossi out or something. And the reason that I build my robo bays at my natural is because it adds to the defense. So you can actually kind of wall off using your robo bays, and then you can have your units pop out even closer to your enemy's base. So it actually helps a lot if you cut down on that distance. So one of my favorite things to do is and I guess you could say that the strategy is basically this: open up Warpgate, build your natural, and then get 2 robo bays at your natural. The point of this isn't to like try and out macro your opponents, really. It's to play safe, play in such a way that you can kind of always do the same thing, so you can really that'll really help your mechanics, and just, I guess, make sure that you've got the right kind of stuff to be able to fight in this game. Another thing that I want you guys to look at is that I do have 2 forges down at this point, and don't ever neglect your upgrades. It's very important, especially as Protoss. You can't let your upgrades get away from you. So now I'm back in phase 3, where it's either put on some pressure or expand. So phase 1, make probes. Phase 2, make infrastructure. Phase 3 is you have to either pressure your opponent or you need to expand. So right now I'm in phase 3, where I'm trying to expand again. And that's what you're basically going to do. Even if it's a game where it's like a race to get the biggest death ball first, it's phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Then you've got your natural expansion, back into phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Then you get your 3rd expansion, and it's phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 all over again. So make sure that you have 25 probes, then make sure you have 4 gateways, then you attack. Okay, your attack failed. Build your natural expansion, make 50 probes, get up to 8 gateways, and attack again. Okay, that attack failed. Get up to 3 bases, make 75 probes, make 12 gateways, and then attack again. And if you can do that, you'll get better and better at it, and you'll find that you'll start to be able to do it faster and faster. And one thing that will help a lot is working on your mechanics, making sure that you're constantly building probes, at least during phase 1. And make sure, it's going to be weird at first. Like, if you're going to start using the F keys to switch around between your bases, you're not going to want to do that. Your hands are actually going to say, hey, this feels weird to me. I don't want to do this. And what's going to happen is you're going to get lazy. There's going to be a battle, and you're not going to be like what I'm doing right now. Actually, I should be switching between my bases. I never hotkeyed my 3rd base, which was kind of dumb in this game. But you want to make sure to keep your bases on a hotkey so you can quickly switch between them. And that will help you out a lot. It will help you out tremendously. Once you get used to it, you'll be going so much faster. You'll be doing everything so much more quickly. It will help you out so much. So yeah, one person that you can watch who does that, not this strategy, but he does the hotkey thing where you can switch between your bases really quickly, is Liquid Hero. He's got some of the best mechanics in the world. And if you're looking to improve your mechanics a little bit, that's who you should watch, I should say. Another thing I like to do is since I'm opening Warpgate a lot, I like to do modified Warpgate. So I'll do like a Warpgate opening with a VP rush or something, or I'll do a Warpgate opening. One of my favorite things to do is Warpgate opening with Blink Stalkers. And the reason for that is that Blink Stalkers are really, really good for putting on aggression. And then if it fails, you can retreat. So you can actually save your Stalker, which is huge. It really, really helps. Especially in games against like Zerg, where they're going to be out expanding you. Or against Spawn, where they're going to go crazy bio ball. You're going to take the space with a bio ball. It helps to have blink a lot. So that's one of my... I would recommend getting that whenever possible. No point in trying to run these immortals away. But I saved my blink stalkers there, so that's huge. I mean, I can start a new death ball right now and not have to worry about getting my stalkers up. So anyway, I mean that's pretty much the strategy, I guess. So just to go over it again, it's phase 1, get up to 25 probes. Phase 2, get your 4 gateways down. Phase 3, either attack or expand. And that's pretty much it. You keep rinsing and repeating those 3 phases until the game ends, basically. And it doesn't always work. I mean, 4 versus 4 is a fickle kind of gameplay mode, because you never know what's going to happen. You could get stuck with like 3 idiotic teammates who don't help you at all. So again, the point of these builds is just to have a lot of fun, and it's not really to try and become the professional 4 versus 4 person or something. But I just want to do this to practice my skills, get a little better at the game, and try out some interesting, fun things. So anyway, if you guys have any feedback or commentary about these videos, I'd be very interested to hear it, and I hope you guys enjoyed. For my next video, I'm going to do my typical Terran strategy, which is going to be a 3 racks strategy. And in that one, I'm going to get a little bit more into build orders, I think, because it's pretty important. I guess I will list my build order for this game. It's going to be a little bit of an unorthodox one, because normally, like I said, I won't get that forge first. I'll get a second gateway up. And the reason I get that second gateway up is so that I can start producing stalkers a little bit sooner. So, in this game, I guess a little strategy commentary. In this game, the guy goes like Mass Broodlord Corruptor, and he's attacking my friend's base over here. And I decided to go for the base race, because I figure this way, even if I get destroyed by all these Broodlords, Orange can kind of step in and still win the game for me, hopefully. So anyway, I take out their base, and then I go for the death ball, and that's going to be the end of the game. So thank you everybody for watching this video. Don't be afraid to press the like or the subscribe button if you did in fact like the video or want to subscribe. I'll be taking requests for any further videos. The next one that I'm going to do is going to be a Terran Biostrat. So again, thanks for watching, and now I'm going to shut up and leave you guys with the final battle, the final cataclysmic battle of this particular game.
Your allies are in battle. Your allies' base is besieged. Your allies are in battle. Base is under attack. Your allies' base is besieged.